Have you ever noticed that the moment you tell someone your biggest plan, the motivation to actually do it suddenly vanishes? Or why, after venting your problems, you feel weaker, not lighter? It feels like you handed the keys to your happiness to someone who doesn't even know the lock. Today, we are going to stop that leak. Welcome to INVICTUS X. There's an ancient paradox that most of us learn too late in life. The more you open your mouth, the more power you lose. We live in an era that demands noise. We are told to speak our truth, to broadcast our breakfasts, and to live stream our breakdowns. But look at the strongest people you know, the truly unshakable ones. Are they the ones screaming for attention? Or are they the ones who hold a quiet, terrifying command over their own reality? Stoicism isn't just about endurance, it is about resource management. And your most precious resource is not your money, it is your inner energy. Every time you reveal a plan, a fear, or a secret to a world that doesn't understand your path, you are handing over pieces of your soul. Today, we are going deep into the 7 things you must bury in silence to let your life grow strong. We are moving from the noise of validation to the power of privacy. Number 1. The graveyard of ambition. Your big goals. Let's start with the most dangerous trap. The premature announcement. We have all been there. You decide you're going to run a marathon, or write a book, or start a business. The excitement is overwhelming. So what do? You tell your friend. You post a status update. You tell your coworkers. They say, "Wow, that's amazing. You're so disciplined." And right there, you lost. Science tells us that when you announce a goal, your brain releases dopamine, the pleasure chemical, as if you have already achieved the task. You get the reward without the sweat. You feel the satisfaction of the finish line while you're still at the starting block. This satisfies your psychological hunger, and suddenly, the drive to wake up at 5 a.m. to actually train disappears. Let me give you an example. Imagine 2 architects. Architect A spends his days talking about the skyscraper he plans to build. He shows everyone the sketches, talks about the height, and basks in the admiration of his peers. He spends all his energy defending his vision against critics who say, "Isn't that too high? Is the foundation safe?" Architect B tells no one. She locks herself in her studio. She pours her energy into the math, the physics, the concrete. While Architect A is busy explaining his dream, Architect B is busy building her reality. By the time Architect A realizes he hasn't laid a single brick, Architect B is cutting the ribbon. A great goal is like a seed. If you pull a seed out of the soil every day to show people how much it hasn't grown yet, it will die. It needs darkness. It needs silence. Keep your story off the stage until the work is done. 2. The vanity trap, your acts of kindness. We live in the age of the viral philanthropist. You've seen the videos. A camera crew follows an influencer as they hand a homeless person a stack of cash. The music swells, the homeless person cries, and the influencer looks at the camera with a humble smile. Is that charity, or is that a transaction? Stoic wisdom teaches us that the moment you publicize your virtue, you dilute it. It ceases to be an act of kindness and becomes an act of marketing. You are trading a good deed for likes, comments, and social credit. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, used a beautiful metaphor. A vine produces grapes and asks for nothing in return. It doesn't ask the farmer for applause, it just moves on to produce more grapes. That is its nature. When you help someone and keep it entirely secret, a secret between you and the universe, something powerful happens. You prove to yourself that you are good, not because you want applause, but because it is who you are. That builds a type of self-respect
that no amount of Instagram likes can buy. The next time you do good, bury the deed. Let the silence be your reward.
3. The fortress of the mind, your weaknesses and struggles. This is a controversial one. We are often told that sharing our pain is brave. And yes, vulnerability is strength, but reckless vulnerability is foolishness. Your heart is a temple, not a public waiting room. Not everyone deserves admission. When you broadcast your deepest insecurities, your traumas, and your emotional breaking points to the world, you are not just venting, you are handing out ammunition. Consider the story of a man we'll call Julian. Julian was going through a messy divorce and felt incredibly insecure about his focus at work. In a moment of weakness, he confessed to a colleague he thought was a friend that he felt he was losing his mind and couldn't handle the pressure. 2 months later, a promotion opened up. Julian was the best candidate, but that same colleague whispered to the boss, "I'm not sure Julian is stable enough right now. He told me himself he's losing his mind." Julian lost the job. Was the colleague cruel? Yes. Was Julian reckless? Also yes. There is a difference between secrecy and privacy. Share your struggles with a therapist, a mentor, or a ride-or-die friend. These are people who listen to heal you. The rest of the world often listens to judge you, or worse, to use what you say against you later. Protect your inner peace by curating your audience. 4. The ledger of envy, your financial status. Money is the most volatile topic on earth. It changes the temperature of every room it enters. If you talk about how much you are struggling, people will pity you. Pity is a poison. It makes people see you as smaller, less capable, and dependent. It changes the dynamic from respect to charity. On the flip side, if you talk about how well you are doing, you invite an even darker demon, envy. You might think your friends are happy for your success, and on the surface they are, but subconsciously your success highlights their insecurities. Why him and not me? He just got lucky. He must be doing something shady. Suddenly the comments get snide. Must be nice to afford that, they say. You start feeling guilty for your hard work. Let's look at the concept of stealth wealth. The truly wealthy, not the flashy rich on social media, but the truly wealthy, often look like average people. They drive reliable cars, wear unbranded clothes, and never talk figures. Why? Because they know that money is a tool for freedom, not a prop for status. When you keep your finances silent, you protect your relationships from the corrosive effects of comparison. You allow people to like you for you, not for what you can buy them or for how your bank account compares to theirs.
5. The integrity test, other people's secrets. This is the ultimate test of character. When someone shares a secret with you, they are handing you a piece of their reputation. It is a heavy burden, and it is an honor. If you take that secret and trade it for 5 minutes of attention in a gossip circle, you have not just betrayed them, you have destroyed yourself. Think about the town crier. We all know one, the person who always has the tea, the scoop. Everyone listens to them, but no one trusts them. By spreading others' secrets, you are broadcasting a massive billboard that says, "I cannot be trusted." The Stoics believed that virtue isn't just about doing the right thing, it's about guarding the right thing. Be the grave where secrets go to rest. When you are known as the person who never spills, you become a pillar in your community. People respect you. Your silence becomes a symbol of your strength. 6. Your relationship details. There is a sacred circle around a couple. What happens inside that circle must stay inside that circle. When you fight with your partner and immediately run to tell your friends or family, you are creating a permanent record of a temporary problem. Here is the courtroom trap. When you vent to your friend, you are the prosecutor. You present all the evidence of how your partner messed up. Your friend, the jury, only hears your side. They get angry on your behalf. He did what? She said what? You should leave. 3 days later, you and your partner have made up. You've forgiven them because you know the context, the love, and the full history. But your friend? They haven't forgiven. They still hate your partner. You have poisoned the well. Intimacy requires safety. If your partner knows that their mistakes will be broadcast to your group chat, they will never truly open up to you. They will always be performing, afraid of the public trial. Keep your arguments clean and keep them private. Seek professional counsel if you need it, but do not turn your love life into a spectator sport.
Number 7. The digital illusion, your private life on social media. Finally, we must address the modern addiction, the need to be seen. We have confused documentation with living. We go to a concert, and instead of feeling the bass in our chest, we watch it through a 6-inch screen. We go on a date, and instead of looking into our partner's eyes, we are arranging the food for the perfect photo. When you show too much of your life online, you start living for the audience. You start making decisions based on what will look good rather than what feels true. This is a hollow existence. Furthermore, not every viewer wishes you well. The evil eye is real, not in a mystical sense, but in a psychological one. Putting your happiness on display invites people to pick it apart. Be like an iceberg. Let the world see 10%, the part that is professional, polite, and curated. But keep 90%, your deep goals, your good deeds, your struggles, your money, your friends' secrets, your relationship intimacy, beneath the surface. That 90% is your ballast. It is what keeps you stable when the storms come.
Silence is not about hiding. It is about holding. It is about holding your power, holding your peace, and holding your own boundaries. The world will try to pry you open. It wants to consume you. It wants you to be predictable, loud, and empty. Resist it. Choose to be a mystery. Choose to be the person who speaks less but says more. Remember, the seed grows in the dark. The foundation is laid underground, and your best life is built in the quiet moments that no one else sees. So here is my challenge to you today. I want you to pick one thing from this list, just one, that you have been too loud about. Maybe it's your plans, maybe it's your complaints, and for the next 30 days, I want you to go completely dark on that subject. Watch how your energy returns. Watch how your focus sharpens. If you are ready to take that challenge, write this in the comments down below. I choose silence. Let that comment be the only announcement you make today. The rest, keep it for yourself. This is INVICTUS X. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay strong, stay silent, and build your empire in the shadows.